I'm very excited. I'm very excited to go to prison. I can't even say with a straight face. Oh.
This video is not intended to disparage the DUI guy in any way, but if you are a fan of his channel, watching this video may ultimately upset you.
All right. And of course, I'm being called out. You do need to get more information on the FPS situation, aka this case. You are way too biased. So how is it biased to go for the facts? Y'all, I went for the throat. Are you kidding me? I ripped this dude apart. I ripped him into shreds. I practically performed open heart surgery on my channel. How is that biased? I am simply I want the facts, yo. Tell me how that's biased. Are you fucking kidding me? No, I disagree. I respectfully disagree. I fucking performed open heart surgery when it comes to law stuff because I wanted to get to the bottom of it because I had 10,000 questions. You heard, go back. If you don't believe me, go back. Even he admitted to it. I hope I answered all of them. I hope I answered at least 9,999. Those are his words, not mine. I'm trying to be as independent and factual as possible. So please tell me how the hell I was biased. I didn't have all the evidence. Okay, fair enough.
Getting the complaint form for Larry Foreman, the DUI guy, notarized here at the UPS store in Kentucky. And I want to show the complaint form, and I'm going to keep the camera on the whole time so that nobody can change anything on it and allege that I did anything different than the truth of what I'm doing. Go get it notarized. Hopefully they do it here. You staying out here, honey? Hey, how you doing, buddy? Online said that y'all do notary here.
We do.
All right, cool. It's a complaint from an attorney. I didn't know you have to get it notarized, so,
Okay, so it's
I'm recording it not because of you, because I want to make sure this.
yeah. Let's see. So this is you.
Oh yeah, I need to put my address on there.
Complaint is made. So this is the
That's the person I'm making the complaint on.
I'm sure you're wondering, why are you filling out a complaint, a bar complaint, against the DUI guy? You see, back in January of 2023, I was at the Kentucky State Police Post 4 to file a formal complaint on one of their officers. But instead of getting my complaint filed, I got arrested. They said I had a warrant from 1999 over a marijuana cigarette. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard this story because you've probably been watching this channel. But that's not where this video is leading. You see, I had reached out to the DUI guy, knowing him to be a Kentucky attorney based on seeing some of his videos on YouTube. This is a real case that is still not concluded in the court system. Larry wanted to be my attorney for that case. We corresponded in email back and forth about him taking the job. I learned from a few attorneys after word of mouth that maybe it wasn't such a hot idea for me to hire the DUI guy. So I decided to let him know that I would be finding different representation. No hard feelings. Well, maybe one of us had hard feelings, but it wasn't me, because Larry chose to utilize his YouTube channel to pair up with a known troll channel.
Welcome to the Dummy Kruger channel, everyone. Today's video brings us back to Meade County, Kentucky for the long-awaited follow-up to a video I made 2 months ago about the YouTube channel For Public Safety. For this video and one more to follow, I've joined forces with attorney Larry Foreman, also known as the DUI guy on YouTube,
who had made this disparaging, bullshit, highly edited narrative opinion against me in the open case while I couldn't argue the facts to it publicly.
Kruger lied. He said that I was bonded out of jail within a day. That's a lie.
So Larry decides to merge with this channel, according to the channel owner.
I've joined forces with attorney Larry Foreman,
in which it's claimed that the attorney, Foreman, assisted Dummy Kruger in getting records for my case.
Larry went to work and obtained over 200 certified court documents over a span of 26 years throughout 4 different Kentucky counties, as well as almost 3 hours of actual court footage. We worked side by side to piece all of this information together.
I had to file a bar complaint against Foreman, not just for that reason, but also because when he was doing his hit piece video against me, he published our address right after reading the email that I sent to him, where I told him that there was a public official who was assisting with a murderer on YouTube in blasting my address to have people come to our house in attempt to harm me, or at least threatening to harm us.
All right, so Mr. DUI guy Larry Foreman officially has a bar complaint filed against him in the state of Kentucky now. I'm not going to say what it's for. Well, I guess I could. Doxing my home address after I told him that I'd been in fear of my address being doxed already, and that there had been people who were harassing and attacking us due to my address already previously being doxed, and that he had previously heard information about a case in which I did not employ him. And I don't know, maybe jealousy that I didn't employ him, but later he used his YouTube channel to try to deliberate against me with the state's argument on a live stream on his channel without my permission. And in that, the case was still open in the court, so he had no business messing with somebody's legal case. So that's what that was about.
All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite show on YouTube, Raw, Law, Unfiltered, with your favorite host on the internet, the DUI Guy Plus.
And I know that there's probably been a lot of you who have been following this saga who are right now saying, Chris, you gave them permission. You asked Larry to talk about this case. Well, you're wrong. That was what made it a hit piece, was that Larry lied about what the subject entailed. Just listen closely as he blows smoke up my ass and yours at the same time. But pay close attention of what he's going to tell us that this whole thing is about.
For Public Safety, Chris and Tiffany are going to be joining me in just a few seconds. They are backstage right now, okay? But before we get started, before we get this show on the road, we have to do just a little bit of a preview, right? If you all read the description, it's in the description below. It's a very, very long description. These are not my words. These are Chris's words. He sent this to me in an email. I just modified it to make it sound more, appropriate, because he's using pronouns like I, when I went, when I did, etc. So I just kind of modified it slightly. And I'm sure Chris will attest to the fact that this is almost word for word his entire email when he comes on in a minute.
Yeah, let's go ahead and read that description, because this is what Larry and I agreed to talking about on the live stream that he had.
On October 17th, 2023, Chris goes to Meade County, Kentucky, an hour and a half from my home to get a copy of an old arrest record because he believed the document that the prosecutor in another county was using was falsified and that the rest of the record would prove it. The Meade County government responded by aggressively retaliating against For Public Safety and his girlfriend, using their friends and family members to harass them vigorously. He claims that the elected jailer, J.J. Scarborough, used his official capacity requesting records, combined with the sheriff's department getting into his phones,
to get all of their private information, social security number, driver's license number, address, email, work information, etc., and then collaborated with another YouTube channel, Fraudit Wrangler, aka Michael Kaiser, to disseminate all of my private information and use it to aggressively slander and harass us regularly. Scarborough and Kaiser are now openly cooperating the channel, where they have guests such as KKK members, the chief deputy that attacked us, a Meade County radio station owner, and other unconstitutional officers and more, who spend hours at a time, several days per week, threatening and slandering the two. He is now facing 11 charges, 2 are felony, for nothing but telling my audience what they are doing on a live stream. He spent 2 weeks in an Indiana jail being protected from extradition because Scarborough's sister-in-law, Kaiser, and his girlfriend's stalker ex-husband created hate groups on social media to incite violence against us and to have the inmates handle him when he made it to Scarborough's jail. They are trying to get them killed, he claims.
I just wanted to bring him on because I want him to tell the story. I know he's limited. We already kind of talked about this. He's limited in how much he can cover and how much he can say because he's got not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 active cases across. Let's see. I think it's Meade, and Meade. They're all in Meade. So sorry, across 1 county.
So right there, he acknowledges that it is only about Meade County. But watch what Larry does to try to change everything that we were supposed to talk about to a whole entire different county and a whole entire different case that he knew that I was not supposed to talk about, especially with him.
They have 5 different cases, 4 of them misdemeanors, 1 felony case. And one of them is actually involving another YouTuber, allegedly, JJ Scarborough, who is a regular, I believe, on this channel called Fraudit Wrangler or something like that. I don't know. Michael Kaiser is the official name, but
that's pretty funny because everybody saw Larry Foreman communicating with Michael Kaiser before the interview even happened. Be careful, Mr. Foreman. The internet is a public place.
I don't know. Chris will tell you all about it. This is me just giving you a little bit of a preview just so that you can understand what is happening here, okay? So without further ado, allow me to introduce For Public Safety Chris. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing great, Larry. Thank you for having us. My girlfriend just stepped to go get another phone holder here. This one's going dead. But I'm doing great, Larry. Thank you for having us up. I'm pretty excited to tell this whole story to everyone and anyone and everyone. It's crazy.
So I'm going to give you the floor, as I always do with my guests. I like to kind of sit back. I will guide you if at any point I feel like you're maybe deviating a little too much or whatever. So the floor is yours, Chris. Tell us what happened. Let's start with the beginning. When October, last year, right?
October 17th of last year. I had been facing a really strange case, which we won't get into, but it's not a real big deal. Just a little misdemeanor case from Hardin County, Kentucky. And in that, I needed records. I needed a copy of my actual records from my cases in my lifetime, all the way back to 1999. So there was a record that should have been on file in Meade County, Kentucky, concerning a case that was about me in 1999.
Why would it be in Meade County if it's a Hardin County case? I'm confused.
Well, they were using they were cherry picking some records out of a case that was in Meade County in 1999. In the Hardin County case, they were doing that.
Understood.
So the problem that I had was that they didn't, the other attorneys, the prosecutor didn't give us the whole file. And I felt like I needed the whole file to be able to address the allegations that they were using those just few pages of records from. So I wanted I wanted a copy of the whole file.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there to get it, Tiffany and I. She'll be here in just a second. But we went there to get it, and somebody freaked out over the cameras because, I'm not sure. Most people that are watching this might not know who I am. But my YouTube channel is basically like a vlog, a video diary of what we are dealing with. This is Tiffany.
Hello.
Otherwise known as official misconduct.
This is wifey, right? Or
well, we're not married, but might as well be.
Fair enough. We're not a common law marriage state, so I don't think it really matters. But anyway, hello,
Even if we were,
girlfriend.
I'd be okay with it.
Hi, Tiffany.
So where we went there to get the copy of the records, and apparently somebody had flipped out over us video recording a live stream. I had I wear a body camera typically whenever I'm vlogging.
Wait.
And
Hold
then-
on. Who freaked out over you recording? Explain. What happened?
Well, according to the record, which we're in litigation, so I don't want to get too detailed, but according to the record, there was a call in regards to us entering the county public building with cameras immediately when we walked in. So we can only assume that had to be what the whole thing was about, because the chief deputy of the sheriff's department for Meade County, Kentucky, his name's Ray Whited. He come in there hot and heavy, telling us, well, I'm not going to help you because you got cameras in people's face and this, that, and the other, and he was very argumentative and aggressive. And it didn't matter what we tried to say to him. The guy was just dead set on escalating the heck out of the whole situation. I had been told to wait there for the actual clerk, the elected official clerk, because she was going to come and make sure that I had everything I needed. I'd been calling in advance for weeks at that time, wanting a copy of the record, and they kept dragging their feet.
No,
and
you have to go in person. They don't do anything over the phone. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, even as an attorney, there's no way I can do anything over the phone. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. So you show up.
Tried.
You're being told
we tried by email.
Are you by yourself or are you with Tiffany?
We were together, and she was live streaming for her channel, which is connected to mine. And then I had on my static equipment, my body camera, and then my phone was on its tripod. And so anyway, the chief deputy of the sheriff's department, Ray Whited, comes in, and I mean, hot and heavy. The guy didn't try to collect any valuable information to understand what was going on. And he was just pretty much accusing us of needing to be trespassed for basically, he was citing disorderly. Well, we weren't being disorderly. Other than that, there was a one little hiccup in which, for some reason, one of the women working in the clerk's office told the clerk that was actually doing really good and helping me to not help me anymore and walk away.
What? Excuse me? What did you just tell her that for? She's being very helpful. You don't tell people to leave. Don't leave. You've been great. What's wrong with you? Who is that? What's her name?
I don't have to tell her.
That woman just told her to stop helping me.
Wait for our clerk to get here.
Yeah, but why did you tell her that?
She needs to walk away.
No, she does not need to walk away. Who are you? Who are you?
Are you?
Yes, it is my business. What? Who are you? I pay your salary. It is my business. Who are you?
At the point in which I was asking for her simply to make a copy of the entire record. No big deal. I said, I'll pay for it. If you just make a copy, it'd be great. She said, okay. Oh, sorry.
Did you just smack the camera? What did you do?
Yeah, well,
like,
the tripod.
Screw this guy. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
The tripod's trying to go dead on us or something.
Did the cat walk over the cord or something?
Yeah, the cats are kicked out of the room. Usually it's our pit bull causing problems. But yeah, so the chief comes in, and I mean, there was nothing we could do. It didn't matter what we tried to say or anything. The guy was dead set on doing something to us, and he did. It got way out of control. He arrested me, said I was being disorderly just because I tried to explain to him that, I needed to get my record, a copy of it, at least. I had court the next day, and then he turns to her and he got very physical. He grabbed her. He squeezed her so hard she had a huge softball-sized bruise where he grabbed her, and he slung her into the window wall and pulled his taser out and stuck it to her heart.
What are you gonna do?
Don't fucking get.
Oh, whoa! This is unnecessary.
You want to get tased? You want to get tased? Hey, put your hands on your back.
Get off of her!
And screamed, "Do you want to get tased?" Just way out of control, for no reason. So remember, she was live streaming, and that turned out to be a huge issue for them.
Is the video? I'm looking on your channel. Maybe you can point me in the right direction. Is the video of you at the jail? Have you posted that?
Yes, we have published that. And the reason that you're having a hard time finding any of the videos concerning the Meade, let's go ahead and use yours.
Yeah, you need to use.
The reason we're having troubles with, or you're having troubles finding it, Larry, is because JJ Scarborough, the elected official for the jail, he has been using the YouTube policy strikes to stop my First Amendment. He has been striking all of my videos off of YouTube.
Wait, but hold on. Your video's original content. How can he strike you for using your own original content that you recorded on your own video? I'm confused.
That's a good question. So,
because
I
YouTube
guess-
is very strict on those policies. All you have to do is say appeal, and 2-3 days later, your video is going to be back. I suffered the same when I'll give you an example. When I was streaming the Johnny Depp trial, which by the way, I have my Johnny Depp mug. There's Tommy Henriksen, there's Johnny, there's me, there's Joe Perry, and of course Alice Cooper from the Hollywood Vampires when I was in Germany. But I'm drinking out of this mug.
I love
today.
that mug.
Thank you. So I've been struck by a much worse. It was actually not original content. It was Law and Crime, and I was restreaming their stuff, and they said copyright strike, and I said no, I'm providing commentary, and I won, and a bunch of other YouTubers, lawtubers, whatever you want to call us, also won. So they failed miserably, and that was their original content.
Yeah.
Okay. This was their cameras in the courtroom. They're the ones who put the cameras in. They're the ones who keep dropping them into their crotches like you are. They're the ones who kept screwing. I'm just kidding. They're the ones who kept screwing it up. That's okay. Just find like a surface or like hold it or something. So we don't.
Yeah, we will.
Anyway,
we've got one that's not battery.
So the question becomes, if this is your, like my camera, right, on this phone, let's say I'm here recording something and then I put it on YouTube, who is going to copyright strike me? How can he copyright strike you for your original content? I don't understand.
Yeah, he's not copyright striking. What he's doing is privacy striking. They've collectively come up with this. It's not the right way. They're abusing the policies and procedures, especially as government employees, because we have a First Amendment right. And again, I believe that it's suable what they're doing. But so they're saying that they're private. They're in private places, and they're doing privacy strikes. And I'm talking about the government officials. So the government officials are turning to YouTube, and they're filing privacy strikes, saying that's my image on there. And the only reason that I didn't keep them up, like do the appeal, like you said, is because I was in jail for 2 weeks. So while I was in jail for 2 weeks, they were able to strike all those videos down.
So far, so good, right? Well, right here, even though that we already sent a link to the entire Meade County arrest video to Mr. Foreman, he's about to flip the subject to what he planned on talking about all along.
Okay, because I remember seeing like a portion of a video somewhere, and I'm trying to find it now, and maybe you can help me, where you are being you're being detained by a police officer in Meade County, and the cop is saying you have an outstanding warrant from Hardin County. Do you remember this?
Oh, that was why I was in court in Hardin. Was that one? That was a different case.
That's a different case, but it's also one of your videos recorded by you.
It is one of my videos, and that was why I had to go to Meade County in the first place, because I was fighting that alleged warrant from Hardin County, Kentucky, from 1998.
From 1990. Okay, so tell us about that.
It was right about here that Chris and Tiffany knew that Larry had a different agenda.
Sure, it wasn't January 2nd. I want to put words in your mouth because I did some research on this, as you know.
2022.
You're sure it's not January 2nd, 2023?
Yeah, because wait, it might. You know what?
I think it was 23.
I am so sorry. 23. Yep, it was.
Okay, because I was like, I have some. I remember that date, the January 2nd date, and we'll go over it in just a moment. But
I wasn't expecting to talk about that, so I didn't have anything noted. But yeah,
you're totally fine, man. I'm getting you. I'm catching you blindsided.
And there you have it. That was the plan, to try to catch me blindsided in a case that I can't talk about that's currently being litigated in court. Well, see, here's the big issue that I have with that. Not only is it still being litigated, but we all are still trying to get the full record from Meade County, which at this point, Foreman didn't even have. So he was rolling off of what few records he did get his grimy little hands on, along with Dummy Kruger, and they together just ran with what was essentially nothing more than the prosecutor's argument against me.
Because I'm a lawyer.
The DUI guy laid out the prosecutor's entire argument, but completely neglected to put in any of the facts that we have put into my case that opposes any of the prosecutor's theories. However, the DUI guy and Dummy Kruger's lack of investigation ultimately led to the demise of the prosecutor's entire argument against me. Between 3 videos and nearly 4 hours of the hit pieces that they were making against me, they accidentally dropped a bombshell that would ultimately destroy the entire case. And the craziest part is that it's within 30 seconds of all of that content. You may have noticed that between the 3 videos, Dummy and the DUI guy were ultimately relying on one crucial factor to make a case against me.
Chris repeatedly asserted that it couldn't possibly be him because he possessed physical evidence proving he was in jail in a different county when someone was purportedly completing his probation a full hour away from where he was incarcerated. Physical proof. Huge, right?
So, but what I am saying is this case happened, the one in 1999 in Meade County. I'm not proud of it. I've admitted it my whole life long, but this case happened. And I'm telling you that I spent several days or a significant amount of time in the jail over this misdemeanor case in 1999.
The thing that bothers me so much is that I was in jail 45 miles away at the time that this alleged person was signing documents and taking drug tests. So peeing in a cup, showing ID to the probation officer, signing a paper on a date and saying, I'm here, I'm doing this CAP program. CAP is a drug treatment program, prove you're not on drugs. And but this person is on record in this file saying, I am here on this date. 2 of those meetings, I was in jail 45 miles away.
What you're saying is this is incorrect. The court record is wrong. Credit for time served 1 day is incorrect. It should say somewhere between 9 and 30 days, right?
That is correct.
How many days did you get? Chris says 1. You say, 21, 22-year-old Chris says, I got 1 day. And attorney says he got 1. So this is correct. Credit for time served 1 day. They're saying you served 1 day in jail, not more.
Couldn't have been him. He was in jail somewhere else, far away.
Well, because I know I served more than 1 day. I may not remember if it was 30 or 10.
He is 100% lying.
But I definitely would have known if it was only 1 day.
Judge is asking, how many days did you get? Your answer is 1, and the attorney says he got 1. You're saying this is not correct.
I'm saying that there was minimum 8 to 30 days that I spent in Meade County Jail back then.
And I realized that DUI guy and Dummy Kruger really needed their narrative to work, but I tried to tell them
there should be a whole nother court case, according to the Meade County clerk, that she did not have. She said she didn't have the ability to get the court recording of the 3rd trial.
I was actually in a jail in a place called Meade County, Kentucky, 45 miles away at the time this alleged person, who was supposed to have been me, according to them, was signing documents and pissing in a cup. Couldn't have been me.
But apparently these 2 were stuck with relying on partial records. So when they saw the video that they thought was all of the evidence, even though I told them that there was a 3rd video, they were stuck on this factor.
You appeared in court. You were in shackles and in an orange jumpsuit.
In the Meade County case, that on the final hearing, I'm in an orange jumpsuit and chains.
Note that I clearly said on the final hearing, not the hearing on the 14th.
This guy's a lying sack of shit. I mean, I'm telling you, this is courtroom footage. I mean, granted, it's been edited a little bit.
And now it's time to see the evidence that they accidentally collected that went against their entire narrative.
And boom, Finally, here we go. Here we have some proof that there was either an imposter or it was this grand conspiracy. Prove that it couldn't have been him. This thing is over, right?
Well, I mean, it's over if we can prove that I actually was in the Meade County Jail in 1999, right?
And boom.
I'll let the DUI guy use the perfect words for this moment.
This is the piece of the puzzle that you were missing.
Actually, this is the piece of the puzzle that we were all missing.
5 days after the hearing we just watched on April 19th, a new arrest warrant was issued for Chris. Per the affidavit his then girlfriend Georgette wrote, he came by trying to take some of his belongings. When I asked him to leave, he refused. I tried to call the police and he tried to take the phone from me. I finally called the police. Chris grabbed the phone and removed the batteries. He fought with me and finally left. 2 days later, on April 21st, the warrant was executed and Chris was arrested. And this time, he would not be getting out of jail.
Oof! Dummy was so hard-pressed in trying to paint me to look bad with that old police report that he totally forgot that he was completely destroying his entire case narrative against me because he's proving that I wasn't lying when I said there was a third case and I had spent the entire time that I said in the Meade County Jail.
Approximately a month into his sentence, attorney Mark Scott, who we saw previously on the April 7th and April 14th videos, submitted a motion for suspension for further execution of sentence.
And there it was, the document that proved that I was telling the truth about actually serving a significant amount of time in 1999 in the Meade County Jail. So ultimately, I mean, even though you guys screwed everything up, in the end of the day, you truly did help me. So I do appreciate the DUI guy and especially Dummy for going against their case narrative and helping me prove my case, ultimately destroying the state's prosecutor's case in less than 30 seconds.
It was
I'm sorry. I'm getting my stories mixed up. Thank you for clarifying. So I didn't have all the evidence. Okay, but I have the court records.
I tried to tell you that you were missing some records, Larry.
There should be a whole nother court case, according to the Meade County clerk, that she did not have. She said she didn't have the ability to get the court recording of the third trial.
I didn't have all the evidence. Okay, but I have the court records on the internet. You want to tell me those are wrong? That's fine. That's fine. I want to see what we have. You know what I mean?
Well, what we want to see is an attorney that doesn't hop onto YouTube to slander someone's open case that's being litigated in court without having all the records.
So the truth always comes to light. I'm not worried about that.
I think as far as this case is concerned, it's case closed. But if you thought that was all that happened between us and Attorney Foreman, you'd be wrong.
Certified mail from Larry Foreman, the DUI guy. Let's see what's in there. We suspect that he's against the conflict of interest rules, is going to represent Tiffany's ex-husband in the restraining order hearing that he violated the restraining order on. Let's see. Yeah, it's an appearance for William, which is a conflict of interest.
But we'll probably just do that on a whole nother video. Until next time, guys, love you. See you on the next one.